Hello, we are here, we're live in my shed. This is my shed, and it is also my studio that I've been building for the last 2 years. And I was thinking about some stuff on the weekend that I wanted to share with you, and I also wanted to set myself a challenge. So here's the stuff I've been thinking about. The stuff is that you don't have to ask for permission, you just need to do stuff. So if you're a graduate or you are, you've just finished, sorry, that would be the same as a graduate. So if you are a young designer, or you're a designer who's frustrated with what you're doing at where you're working at, I want to tell you about me. So for the first 5-6 years that I worked in the industry, I made all sorts of excuses as to why I couldn't do the kind of work I wanted to do, why I didn't have the kind of job that I wanted, everything. And why I couldn't pursue letterpress, which is a hobby of mine. And it was all based around this kind of needing permission. So this idea of I had to put the paperwork in, or I had to buy something in order to enable me to do that. And the thing, or that all my friends were working at cool boutique agencies and I was working at a big corporate yada yada type place. And I want to tell you that was bullshit. I was just telling myself these things because it was easier than actually doing the work. And in reality, it wasn't even easier than doing the work, because I was torturing myself, and I tortured myself for a long time about this kind of like, oh, if only I could do this, but I need to do this. And this whole kind of string of thought process where you think that you need permission to do stuff. So it's to start a business, or to try something out, or to design something for somebody, or to solve a problem in the world is bullshit that we tell ourselves, and we've been taught to think that way, and that's okay. But it's as creatives, it behooves us to get our shit together and just to do stuff. So the reason that we're broadcasting live from the shed this morning is that I realised I'd fallen into the same trap again myself with the studio here. So the studio, I got it in this period of about 6 months after work and on weekends. I got it probably about 85% of the way there. Then I realised that I was going to have to spend a whole bunch of money on the electrical, and so I got a bit of an indication on price on that, and I went, oh God, I've got to spend so much money, and I need to do that before I can do this. And that's the trick. When you see yourself thinking, oh, I need this, I'm relying on someone else so that I can do the next thing, you're kind of putting off for tomorrow, because you think that, I don't know, it kind of lets you off cheap. Your brain thinks, okay, well, that's okay then, it's no longer my responsibility. So I'm in here this morning taking responsibility for my shit, and just to go back a notch, so after that sort of initial 6-month burst, it's more or less sat still for the last year and a half. In little dribs and drabs I've been out here, but I've allowed myself to get distracted with all sorts of other stuff. And so in the spirit of not asking for permission, and also perfect being the enemy of good, which is to say it's not going to be perfect, but it's pretty good, and if I just get my shit together and just move in here, I think I'll finish the rest off. I'm setting myself the challenge of moving into the studio this morning. The reason that I want to share that is because even knowing the stuff I know, I still make that mistake, and I still think that I need these other things to happen before I can do the thing. And what you need to think about is, or what I need to think about is, I'll do the thing, and I'll do the thing, and I'll do the thing, and get things done. And at the point where I absolutely can't go any further, that's when I can say, hey, I need this other person, or this permission, or this piece of equipment to do my job. But not before then. Don't make excuses for yourself. If you're in a design role that you hate, why are you still in that role? You know, if you are a graduate and you're worried that your work is not good enough, what are you doing about it? I just redo stuff. Like, you don't have to ask for permission, whether it's your school projects, or go find clients and start doing. So this morning is all about doing. So I'm gonna clean the shit out of here. So I'll do a little pan around the room in a second. But there's a whole bunch of crap in here that shouldn't be in here, so that's house stuff and bits and pieces. And I'm going to make it as clean as I possibly can, just so that I can move my stuff in here. I'm going to run some power out here, and I'm just going to use extension cords, and that's not going to be perfect, but it'll be good enough. And then from here, then maybe I'll pull my finger out and finish the rest of it. And if that's interesting, I'll take video and I'll share that with you guys. So the moral of this is that don't ask for permission, just do it. And perfect is the enemy of good. So don't wait for perfect, just get on with it. Work with what you've got, and I've got this space, and I just need to pull my finger out and just get it done. So this is for me just as much as I hope it is useful for you. So yeah, I'll catch you later after I finish my cup of tea. Oh, that's right, we're going to pan around the room. So let's give that a go. Take that off the thing. So here's the room. So I've got a whole stack of building materials and garbage, and there's a printing press there, and a guillotine there, and some banners, and a large format printer there. In the corner I've got my heater, which is not plugged in. And then in this corner I've got my half-finished little office, and everything's just stopped. What am I doing? So, that's my challenge. I'm gonna get it done. So, catch you later. See ya. Rightio. So, it's been a little while, probably a few more hours than I expected it to take, but yeah, we've got it so that the studio is cleaned up and part of the main area is cleaned up. So yeah, so I've been putting it off for probably a year and a half, and here we go. So so a little bit left to do, but looking a lot better than before.